an advantage over the league a couple years ago, and now they have a disadvantage. And let me explain why. I'm going to use an analogy. So back in the World Series of Poker in the early 2000s, players were too conservative, not aggressive enough, all right? And Chris Moneymaker wasn't that good of a player, but he was somewhat of a maniac where he would be ultra aggressive. And aggression is good in no-limit poker. He was too aggressive, all right? So he made some mistakes, but he was still better than the field, all right? He wasn't the best player, but he was better than the field, and he wound up winning. So the Lions are like Chris Moneymaker. They directionally figured it out before the rest of the NFL. We want to go for it. We want to go for it way more than the rest of the league. So they had an advantage. But they're not optimal. They make bad decisions. They go for it too much. They go for it 4th and goal from the 6 because Dan Campbell just decides, let me just, that's what we do, right? They go for it when they're up 14 in the playoffs, when they can kick a field goal and go up 17 against San Francisco late in the third quarter. Mistake. So given that, and given these other NFL teams who were sissies and they weren't aggressive enough or moved more to optimality, and the Lions are too aggressive, the Lions will actually have a disadvantage, in my opinion, this year versus a lot of teams.
All right, what you saying was a guy named Steve Fizzik. He's a pro bettor or whatever, and he used a poker analogy and said that the Lions eventually going for it too much is going to backfire, and the league has caught up to the Lions. And unfortunately, there were quite a few more teams that went for it more than the Detroit Lions did last year. I think Cleveland, the Giants, and the Bears all were more aggressive than Lions on 4th down, and they finished with some of the worst records in the league, all right? Personally, you know, people keep saying, oh, that's going to be their downfall. Nobody was talking about the 19 injuries or 20 injuries they had on defense. Dan Campbell been coaching that way, and Sean Payton been coaching that way too, and that's where he got it from. Bill Parcells, you know, he was a little bit more aggressive than some of the guys before his time. So, you know, this guy making analogies and the league is caught up and all that type of stuff. But you heard Ben Johnson, who was the Lions coordinator, come out there and debunk some of that, where they just go on 4th down. He came out and said that, you know, Dan Campbell is very meticulous in that process of going for it on 4th down. You know, they talk about down distance, the weather, the wind, every little integral detail about going for it. You know, the situations, being on the road. You know, look here, if we on this side of the field, we going for it. You know, he really, I talked about that in another video, I forget which video it was. He really talked about how much detail goes into their decision to go for it on 4th down. He even pretty much talked about, you know, how they, you know, move for it on 4th down, about, you know, they already have it in mind, okay, if we cross the 50 this week, we going for it. So they understand if their defense ain't doing it, and at the end of the day, I mean, you can go for it, you can punt it on 4th down and make the wrong decision. Everybody is so conditioned to play it safe. You know, that's the one thing about it. Everybody is so conditioned just to pack it in and play it safe. And it's, you know, just in this generation, it's just pack it in, play it safe, pack it in, play it safe. But in reality of it, you can punt the ball and they can score on punt return. You can punt the ball and they can go right down the field and score. So at the end of the day, yes, you can put your defense in a messed up position, but why not be more aggressive? You know what I'm saying? As long as you ain't doing it on the impulsive field, it's calculated, go for it. I have no issue with it. It's just more so of some of the play calling. Very few play calls that I didn't like with them on 4th down sometimes. Most time on 4th down, the play calling is good. Just some other play calling they had I just didn't agree with. But I have no issue with it. That's who he is. Anything that's like different, everybody in this world just tend to be like, no, they don't even try to see it that way. Not worried about what a pro bettor gotta say. The fuck we care about what he gotta say? There's just so many people who got an opinion when it comes to sports who don't have shit to do with sports. We all know sports is rigged and betting is rigged. And we know if you knock them up for enough money, that they will refuse your bets going forward. Yes, they will refuse to take your money. You know, if you don't pay tithes to the church, yes, they will refuse to take your money. If they don't take enough of your money, they refuse to take your money, right? And like, why are we paying attention to plus minus geeks and science geeks and math geeks and sports betting? Why do they have a platform? Just give betting advice. When the game come up, give us betting advice, parlay advice, plus minus advice, over and under advice. We don't call for you to forecast nothing. They give everybody that's one thing I hate about social media. Everybody has a fucking microphone. Everybody has a microphone. True shit. Oh, I think they're gonna. If it happens, it happens. But that won't be why the Lions are a bad team next year or a good team. You're too aggressive. Anything that's boss-like or masculine. You notice how they just try to shit on it and shame you for it, or disapprove, or try to, you know, shame you for it. Like, nah, do boss shit. Do boss shit. Go for it. If you got faith in your team, go for it. They have these plays hooked up weeks in advance. It's like that 4th down call I think they had in Green Bay. And it was 4th and 2, and they decided to go for it. And they decided to go for it. And they called that play where St. Brown went in motion. And he ran like a little stutter route. It was a beautiful route. Easy touchdown. It's just that when people see stuff, I can't wait till it don't work. I can't wait. And they was hoping in that Washington game, I can't wait. That wasn't the reason they lost. They lost because they were injured, and they lost because, you know, that pick six. I told y'all that was the end of the game. When he threw that pick six, that was the end of it. But I care what Dog got to say about. I really care what he got to say about. Oh man, they're gonna be a downfall. Like, man, he did. Be quiet. Motherfucker old as hell. Go pet your grandkids. Go get a Labrador Retriever or something. They be killing me with that shit. Nothing better. Oh, they're going to fall. They're going to slide. They're too aggressive. You old, man. You don't even stay hip in the changes of the world, bro. You know? And all day we punted on 2nd down. Yeah, man, I like that shit, man. Go for it. Man, go for it. No point of just punting in, and man. Sometimes you should go for ball shit. Shit can happen. Punts can get blocked. Punts can get muffed or fumbled. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. So, yeah, like I said before, like, you know, I might worry about us. It's not gonna work. Just every now and again, a punt not gonna work, or punting the ball was the wrong decision. Some of these coaches play it too close to the vest. They play it not to win. They play it not to lose. And if you still lose. You play it safe. Why don't you go out guns a-blazing? That's what I like about Dan Campbell. They didn't go out guns blazing. I respect that. Even sometimes you like, they shouldn't go for it. Don't really care. I respect it. Because most of these beta males don't have the balls to go. But I'm not fucking with Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell is a masculine head coach. I don't like some of these pussy coaches out here, man. Balls to the wall. You know, we going down guns blazing. We ain't going down holding our rosary praying. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. You go live and drop video. Financially, you want to support the channel. Cash App, $CJ Gill313, Venmo CJ Gill313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, phone line, wherever I'm at inside the link tree.